All right, we are going to get started. Love the introductions. We got people from all over the place. So continue to share with each other where you're all from, what your majors are, and all of that good stuff. We have a lovely, wonderful program for you today. So first, we're going to move to the welcome slide and welcome you here. So congratulations making it to the webinar. Congratulations not only on your acceptance, but officially becoming a UC Davis student. So we will be using Zoom today. Obviously, that's where we all are. Even though we have all been using it for a few months, please bear with us because we're still getting used to it, as some of you might also be getting used to it. You may want to play around with some of the buttons, but just so you know, your video will be off and you will be muted, so you won't need to share what you're looking like today or having to ask any questions verbally. What we're going to do today is, if you look along the bottom, there is the Q&A. That is how we're going to answer all of our questions and answers. We really encourage you, as we go through the presentation part, we'll do Q&A afterwards. But as we're going through things, if things pop up for you, please feel free to stick that in the Q&A. And we'll get to those questions afterwards. We do have some people who might be typing some answers. We may answer some live. One of the things is we have some advising staff working behind the scenes to get all these questions answered. And you will be able to ask questions. Other attendees may be able to see your questions. You do have the option to be anonymous, so if that is what you choose, that is completely okay. But there are no wrong questions here. We want to help you as much as we can. So one of the things is also with the chat, we will not be using the chat a lot. So if you do have any questions, just make sure that you're sticking that once again into the Q&A. What I'll do is, as Colby, who will introduce real quick right after this, as she's going through the presentation, I might copy and paste some of the websites that she's talking about right into the chat. So if you are zooming in from your computer right now, you can click them and bookmark them and visit them afterwards, so you don't have to worry about writing too much down. So with that, we are going to figure out, some of you shared your major, but we have a little poll for you all because we do have several majors that are in here. So the first one is, what is your intended major? So out of all of these, and it could be none of these, and it could be one of these, but you're planning on switching, which is absolutely okay, but we just want to get an idea of who we have with us today. All right, the answers are coming in. I love this participation. All right. And hopefully most of you got it in, and we will. So it looks like biotechnology is strong today. A lot of you are coming in with biotechnology. A close second is ecological management and restoration and plant sciences, followed by environmental horticulture and urban forestry. All of these majors are, wow, mouthfuls. And then international ag development. It sounds like we have some that are interested in majors, and we have a couple people who are in these but are planning on changing, which is okay. So now I'm going to invite up Colby to introduce herself. Ooh, Colby, you're muted.
Yeah, I realized that after I said hi, guys. Hi, guys. My name is Colby, and I am an advisor in the Department of Plant Sciences. I just want to piggyback off what Co said to please bear with us, because this is my first webinar, and it's a little intimidating. So we're going to go ahead and go through this as best we can here today. So really our goal today is to get you guys acclimated with this college and your majors. We're going to be saving, major specific stuff for your one-on-one appointments. So if you still have questions at the very end of this, please save them for the appointments when you meet with us, and we would be happy to answer them. We're going to go ahead with introductions now. Nancy, you want to pop in here?
Yes, sorry. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy Thurlow. I'm the major advisor for biotechnology and plant sciences.
Angie, are you there?
Hi everyone, my name is Angie and I'm with the International Agricultural Development major.
And then Code, you just want to go over what you do for the Dean's office?
I'm not even affiliated with UC Davis. I just am totally Zoom crashing this call right now. No, so I am, my real name is Corrine Hawes. I go by Co. It's like Cher, Adele, Madonna, Co, just 2 letters. I am the Student Leadership Program Coordinator for the college. So I work in the Dean's office, and you'll hear about some of the cool stuff that I do for students later.
And I forgot to introduce my majors, which we really do have the longest major names of all time in this department. So I'm going to go ahead and use the acronyms, which you'll get very used to here at UC Davis. But I am EMR and EHF. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on. I'm actually going to turn my video off so you guys can kind of focus on the presentation and so I don't stare at myself talking the whole time. And then does anyone have anything else to add, my advisors, before we move on? Cool. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys just in a little bit. Okay.
So next, there's also a couple of Dean's Office advisors who may be responding in the chat. They're waiting in the wings to come on and help out if needed. But we just wanted to talk about your network of support here at UC Davis. You are going to hear about so many different kinds of advisors that it might seem a little bit overwhelming at the time, but also know that that is that many people here to help you. So I just want to go over on the right side of your screen, you'll see we got a nice little Venn diagram. I've been seeing a lot of these since like elementary school, but so the UAP Dean's Office, UAP stands for Undergraduate Academic Programs. And there are Dean's Office advisors where you'll seek out a Dean's Office advisor if you're interested in major exploration, any of the university or general education and college requirements, more college policies and procedures and general questions. We've always been a good one-stop shop if you don't know where to go. We're really good with referrals, whether that be to a major department or one of the many campus resources that we have. And then we also have peer advisors, and we have them both at the dean's office level as well as the major level. So peer advisors are students just like you who are living the experience usually within your major or within the college and are really good resources in terms of getting a peer point of view of classes, because we know that we're old and not as cool as them. And Colby will talk a little bit about major advisors and faculty advisors.
All right. So I did want to actually mention that we do have a peer advisor. Her name is Tasia, and her major is biotechnology. She is going into her 3rd year. And she's fantastic. Even if you guys don't have, even if you're not a biotechnology major, she's a great resource to talk about what faculty might want to take a biz class with, or which chemistry class that you want to take with a certain math class, things like that. She can definitely help you with, because you guys all have very similar prep work. So again, she's great for major specific courses, but you can also ask her any questions related to student life. So major advisors, those are people like Nancy, Angie, and I, which you would come to for major requirements. Anything relating to your schedule planning, we can help. Research, internship opportunities, we kind of know, we've been doing this for a while, so we kind of know a good place for you guys to start when you get into starting to look for those types of opportunities, which we require an upper division internship for every single major in this department. So another thing that we can do for you guys is just introduce you to faculty, connect you with the faculty. They're going to be a great resource for you. And actually, I'll kind of segue into talking about the faculty advisors on the next page. If I can get there. There we go. Okay. So every single major that we have in this department has a faculty or master advisor. So the master advisor is a faculty member who oversees your major specifically. So that is Dr. Dan Potter for the Plant Sciences and Environmental Horticulture and Urban Forestry major. Diane Beckles is currently the interim biotechnology master advisor, And I did want to mention here that biotechnology also has emphasis-specific advisors because there are so many different ways that you can go with that major. There are actually faculty advisors, which Nancy, I think, might put in the chat for you guys right now, a link to, that they can really break down the difference between what is bioinformatics, what can you do with that versus, you know, doing a plant emphasis. Amanda Crump is the advisor for international agricultural development. And then Ken Tate is the master advisor for ecological management and restoration. I did want to touch on the fact that these are going to be your go-to people if you have questions relating to career paths or what you can do with your major. You know, these guys really live and breathe this stuff, and they're just the experts. And they can really break down what it is, you know, which direction you can go with each major and what the opportunities are in the field. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and move on. All right, just a little bit about our department. We do have over 400 students in all of those 5 majors, and you can kind of see the breakdown of the percentage of, you know, how many of you guys are in each major. We are ranked #1 globally for plant sciences, which is very, very cool and something we really pride ourselves on. We have a lot of opportunities. We have a student farm. We have a ton of labs on campus. And that is just fantastic when you guys are starting to look for those research opportunities, which I'll kind of touch on a little bit in the next slide. Okay, oh, not the next slide, excuse me. It's in here somewhere. Okay, so example freshman schedules. I want to reiterate that these are just examples. Obviously, which math class, which English class, and chemistry class that you're going to take is going to be based off your placement tests, and we can help you figure out where you placed if you're unsure. And that is something that you want to have done. It's really going to benefit you if you have your placement tests done before you meet with us one-on-one. There is no rush for you guys to, you know, make an appointment with us right after this webinar. If you don't have them done yet, that's completely okay. We do ask that you try and finish those before you meet with us, though, because it just will be easier for us to help you plan your schedules. Let's see. Moving on to the Biz series. So I know this is counterintuitive and it's kind of odd, but instead of taking your general biology series, Biz 2A to B2C, you're actually going to take it in this order that's shown right on the screen. Biz 2B is what they recommend that you guys take first. So if you're a freshman coming in, or if you're a transfer student and you haven't done your general biology yet, you're going to want to register for Biz 2B. They just have found that this has been, students who take it in this order, they benefit from it. And they want you to have chemistry before you take Biz 2A, at least 1 quarter completed. And they have seen that students do a lot better if that's the case. Anywhere between 12 and 16 units is completely suitable for your first quarter. 12 is what you need to be at for a full-time student. For transfer or freshman, we really don't recommend taking more than 16 your first quarter. Again, it's up to you guys, but you know, a quarter system, if you're not used to it, can move pretty quickly, can move pretty fast. So we just don't want you to overload yourselves on the first quarter, because you will have opportunities to, you know, kind of make up, if you're feeling like you're missing units, you know, make up those missing units as you're moving along. Plant science and biotechnology majors should definitely prioritize their schedule to take chemistry in their first quarter. This is important because you guys take the full general chemistry series. You take Chem 2A to B2C. It's kind of easy to fall behind if you don't. And again, it's not the end of the world if you don't take Chem 2A your first quarter, but we just want to make sure that you guys know that it is a priority. Cool. Ladies, am I doing okay? Did I miss anything? Okay, I'm gonna keep chugging along. All right. Oh, sorry guys. Transfer schedules. So this is, you know, you guys all take different things at community college. So we really like, as major advisors, really like to go through your transcripts and articulate them, what you've taken at CC, how that will transfer over to UC Davis, and specifically your major. Things we really don't, sorry, I lost my train of thought. We really don't recommend that you do, you know, too much planning into your schedule, but we do definitely recommend that you take a look at, you know, the catalog and which courses are listed and which specific ones you want to take, because a lot of them are quarter specific, and that's something that we really help transfer students with. Just fitting in everything that you guys really, you know, want to take here at UC Davis. Let's see. Two things I definitely want to touch on are your IGETI. So an IGETI is basically you completed, it's a certification from your community college saying that you've completed all of your general education requirements. It is a separate certification most of the time, more often than not. It is a separate certification from your official transcripts. So if you guys, a lot of you guys come in and don't have that, which is not the end of the world, but it definitely is something you kind of want to get a jump on, and you can send that certification over to our admissions office. Something else I wanted to note for registration is prerequisite petitions. So that link there, all of my transfer students here are going to want to review that and kind of understand what prerequisite petitions are. We're working on our systems, reading what you took at community college as, you know, so it will recognize you don't have to put in a prerequisite petition, but you are most likely going to have to. So say you took your general chemistry at a community college, sometimes that will transfer into our system exactly as Chem 2A to B to C. And so you'll have to fill out this petition when you're registering for a class that is requiring chemistry as a prerequisite, and say, oh, I took chemistry 2A to B to C, just started a community college. And then you're gonna want to screenshot, if you're able to get that, what you got in those classes, or, you know, an unofficial transcript, or if you are able to get a hold of an official one, that you have completed those classes. And you can actually do all of these, submit all of your prerequisite petitions before your registration time, which is amazing. So you can type everything out, attach everything that you need to, and then when it's time to register, you can go ahead and click register all, and then you don't have to be stressed about, you know, putting in this information as you're registering. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving along. Links to save to your favorites. Definitely the catalog. The catalog is absolutely what we reference the most. That is where you're going to find up-to-date major requirements. And that is just gonna be a huge guide for you guys here at UC Davis. Registration calendars on the registrars. It's a lot of R's. Specifically, the registrar has these calendars, which breaks down, I mean, these are honestly, if you're kind of super type A like I am, these are amazing. I'm also a very visual person, and there's different versions of them where you can kind of lay out what dates you're supposed to get your Pass 1 appointment time, when open registration is, when your student fees are due, stuff like that. And I actually, when we are back in the office, they're posted around my little cube. I'm just covered in calendars over there. So things to review before you register is definitely the video on slide 8 through 15 on your Aggie 101. So I would definitely, before your registration appointment in August, go back on and just review. I think it's like a 8 to 10 minute. I know it's one of the long ones, but I can't stress enough how important this is. As academic advisors, we do not have access to your schedule builder, which is where you register for classes, and we can't register you in any classes. So this video is going to be just really important, giving you a breakdown of how schedule builder works, you know, tips and tricks kind of thing. Last but not least, we have Oasis, and this is where basically everything is housed it's like your student file. We use a lot of forms and petitions in here. So if you wanted to change your major, or if you wanted to, you know, petition to drop a class, things like this. Academic plans are the most popular. So what will happen in a one-on-one appointment is we'll create an academic plan for you, and then you can see it laid out, which is super great. And we submit and approve, and we can create different versions, things like that, to ensure that you're just meeting your major requirements and general education requirements, of course. All right. Something I did actually want to mention is I know you guys probably have a ton of questions about what's going to happen with the fall, as do we. So the university is working really hard on trying to figure out, you know, the best thing for everybody. But at this time, they have not made a decision on the method of instruction for fall. So as soon as we hear, we will let you guys know via email. So be sure to get in the habit of checking your UC Davis email, and we will keep you posted. All right, so getting involved, the Biotechnology Club, they're awesome. We actually have a lot of biotechnology companies in Davis. And so generally what they will do, at least a couple times a year, is they'll organize a site visit, and where you get to go view, you know, certain labs, biotech companies, etc., and talk to actual professionals who are working in the field. And that is just a great way to kind of see, you know, if you're a freshman, if you're in the right spot, or make connections if you're a transfer student and you're wanting to get an internship or things like that. I've actually had a lot of biotech peer advisors have get internships from those site visits, but also full-time positions after they've graduated, which is really cool. The Plant Science Club also does a similar thing. They try and organize as many site visits to farms in the surrounding areas that they can. And then, yeah, for a complete listing of all of the clubs, you can click on that link down there on our college website, but those are the two that we have in our department. Okay, where to find us? We live in the Plant and Environmental Sciences building, which is what we call PES. So if you guys can find the tennis courts, which there are a million of them, and I have almost stepped on tennis balls getting out of my car many times, but we are right across the street from the tennis courts. So if when we get back into the office and you make a one-on-one appointment, you'll be meeting with us in this building. There's our general email right there, PLS Advising. If you have any questions and you're not sure which one of us to direct them to, you can just email PLS Advising and we will reroute you. And then our general office hours when we're there on campus. And also, I would say we're definitely online more than that while we're at home. So if you guys have questions, please let us know. Please email us. We will get back to you. I mean, we're usually pretty good. I would say give it, you know, a day for a response, but most of the time you're going to be getting a response within a couple hours. So, okay. Oops, I went backwards. Sorry, guys. Okay, what are y'all supposed to do now? It's a great question. So after you've done your Aggie 101, you're going to want to schedule an appointment with us. To do so, you are going to use appointments.ucdavis.edu. I do want to go over who's supposed to meet with who, because there are a ton of biotechnology majors. We've kind of broken it up so it's easier for all of us to get to you guys in a timely manner. So if you are a biotechnology major, a freshman, your last name starts with L through Z. You're going to be meeting with Nancy. If you are a biotechnology freshman, last name A through K, you're going to be meeting with me. And then if you are a plant science major, you're going to be meeting with either Nancy or Angie. And then, of course, my EHF and my EMR majors, you're going to be making an appointment with me. What to do before your appointment: review Aggie 101, Definitely that, that video on slide 8 through 15. And please, 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 pretty please review our FAQs on our website. I think that will answer a lot of questions that you guys have before you make your appointment. So that's definitely, I can't stress that enough. I think that will give you guys some clarity before you meet with us. Try and have all your placement tests done, so then that way we can just help you to the best of our ability on which recommendations for courses we have for y'all, and prep your questions. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to Co here.
Woo! So yes, obviously classes is the whole point that you're at UC Davis to get a degree, but I wanted to highlight some of my job, which is really, really fun, which is all the fun out of classroom things where you could also gain a lot of skills and experiences. So one of the things just about the College of Ag in general is we are all about holistic advising. So this isn't just about you doing well in your classes. We want to develop you as a person, meet you where you're at, and make sure that you are progressing along whatever goals you might have, whether they be academic, career related, personal goals, whatever it is. And how we do that is through some of these examples that you see here on the screen. I serve as the advisor for Aggie Ambassadors. Aggie Ambassadors is our student leadership outreach organization. We have our 3 pillars, which is leadership, outreach, and community. So this is a great way to meet different people within the college, to learn a little bit more about the college. They participate in different outreach events, so they will go to community colleges or high schools or different. We go to World Ag Expo or FFA. We've been to National and State Convention here in California, and National Convention in Indianapolis. Wow, it's always such a mouthful, but that's a great opportunity. There's also Manners, which is kind of similar to Aggie Ambassadors. So Manners stands for multiculturalism and agriculture. It's agriculture, natural resources, and related sciences. So Manners is actually a national organization. And in addition to doing some outreach events, some professional development events, and learning more about the college and getting to know students within the college, they also compete at a national level in different contests like public speaking or research and things like that. So I would also encourage you to check that out. Both Aggie Ambassadors and Manners are their clubs and classes, so you could get units for them, which is pretty awesome. The next we have is Career Discovery Group. If you joined us for Aggie Experience Live, which was like our welcome or decision day this year, Career Discovery Group is a unique program to the college that for first years and for transfer students, if you want to get to know a little bit about your career or other potential careers, and we saw that a lot of you had those types of questions, there are specific sections focused on different related areas. So there's kind of a plant science focus to learn all about the different careers within that, and so on and so forth. In addition to those things, we also do study break and slice of advising every quarter. So study break, finals are stressful, and we completely understand that. So we host a study break. We hand out some free swag, some coffee, some snacks, free Scantrons, because we're just trying to alleviate some of that stress for you. So so that is just something that we offer, as well as slice of advising, because what is better than academic advising? Academic advising with pizza, duh. So we hold this event. It's in our student community center each quarter. So if our office does seem a little intimidating or it's hard to get over to Marac, we do once a quarter go meet centrally on campus. You enjoy some nice Domino's, which I like to call no-nos, enjoy some pizza, talk with an advisor, and also get to know people within the college. I will drop in the chat some of the Instagram and Facebook information, not only for the College of Ag Dean's Office, but for Aggie Ambassadors and Manners. But I believe that Nancy had also dropped in the chat the link to all of the College of Ag clubs and organizations. So there is something for everyone. So if these things do not tickle your fancy, you will find something. And with that, I think I'm passing it back to Colby.
Okay, yeah, just to finish this off here, here's our info on, how to contact the dean's office, and then if you guys need to contact us, again, our general email. And then I think we're actually going to head into some Q&A here. So we're gonna all come back on video and then just kind of answer your questions as best we can.
Yeah, so we have some questions. We've been working hard to answer some questions in the Q&A, but we also have some that I think everyone would benefit from hearing. So the first question I do want to talk about is for biotech students, when do I declare my emphasis or my track? There's no official way to declare which track you're going to go on with biotechnology. That's a conversation that you'll have with me, and we can, plan towards that. Freshmen, you should have an idea of what your track is going to be by your 6th quarter. Transfer students, a little bit sooner. Essentially, going into junior year, you want to know which track you're going to go into, so that way we can develop a graduation plan. So
same goes for EHF as well, because we also have specializations. So same thing.
And still on biotech. Sorry, biotech is just kind of hogging everything right now. But someone asked, is there anything different when making an advising appointment for biotech transfer students? So just to kind of clarify from that slide, no, there's nothing special. You can make an appointment to meet with me, and you can also make an appointment to meet with Colby as well too. She is also, she understands biotech as well. So if you can't make an appointment with me, you can always make an appointment with her, but there's no difference between transfer or freshman. And a couple other questions that we had is, sorry, let me pull this up. I heard that you can't change majors until winter quarter. Should I start tailoring my schedule to fit the major I want to transfer into the fall quarter? Well, that is correct. You do have to wait 1 quarter to switch majors. And I would start, I mean, I don't know if everyone else wants to chime in, but yes, I would start tailoring your schedule. If you are 100% certain that you're going to switch majors, start thinking about, okay, what can I jump into in fall quarter to, to take towards your intended major, whether that be your chem placement, math, bio, or what have you. I do recommend reaching out to your intended advisor to discuss what they would recommend.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys, are 100% sure you're not going to be one of the 5 majors that are here today, totally fine, no hard feelings. We will help you figure out who that major advisor is, and you're going to want to make an appointment with them through the appointment system of your intended major advisor, because we can't answer questions, relating to clinical nutrition. Just an example. I did want to note as well that you actually, so the reason being that you have to wait until winter quarter to switch your major is because you need a GPA. You have to be in good academic standing in order to change your major at any time, throughout your time at UC Davis. Cool. Moving on to the next one.
So someone asked, what placement exams do transfer students need to take?
Question.
Well, if you have not satisfied Gen Chem at the community college, then you will need to take that placement exam. Same goes for calculus. If you did not satisfy that, then you will need to take the math placement exam at UC Davis, and the English writing as well. I don't know, Colby, Angie, if you guys want to chime in on anything additional.
Oh, Angie, you want to go ahead?
Sorry, I don't. Go ahead, Colby.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think she got it all. Basically, if you haven't completed your chemistry, your math, or your English at your community college, then you're going to be taking those tests.
And that kind of answered, there was another question, do transfer students need to take any placement tests? That kind of answers that as well. Let's see. Will we be developing and finishing my whole academic plan on my first advising appointment? That kind of depends, I guess. If you are a freshman, we likely won't be creating a graduation plan, especially if your major has an emphasis track and you're unsure of what that is at this point. we will likely be creating a 3-quarter academic plan for you when we make our Aggie advising appointments before the fall, and that's okay. And then what we'd like to do is we like to encourage students to come visit us again. We love to see you guys, and then you know, have further discussions about creating an academic plan for the next academic year. And once you solidify which track you like, then we'll make a graduation plan for you.
Mm-hmm. To add to that, you know, the reason being that we don't make 4-year plans is because things can change. We don't want you guys to be completely married to an academic plan and then have things not offered, and creating, you know, just unnecessary anxiety and panic. So you really don't need to plan further than, you know, 3 quarters in advance. But again, once you get toward the end of your time at UC Davis and you get a little further in your major, we're happy to do that because we have so many classes that are offered in our department that are quarter specific. We kind of have you guys, you know, we call it like going shopping for classes, and then you come back to us with a list of like your absolute most, the classes you want to take the most, and then we try and fit everything in that we can into that plan and then switch things around based off of that. Sorry, I lost where we were. Angie, do you want to take the next one?
Sorry. Will there be sample template of class schedule for freshmen? So for my student international ag development, we don't have sample templates, but I work with you one-on-one to kind of create a more customized academic plan for you. And it'll be recommended for you to meet with your advisor and have a more customized plan when you meet with them one-on-one. Nancy or Kobe, you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think that's, I mean, at least for my students, kind of the same thing. You can meet with us one-on-one, and then we'll kind of get you organized there. For biotech and plant sciences students, again, just stressing chemistry. You guys want to take your chem if you can get into it. Again, don't if you don't. There's plenty of time. We just like to make sure that you guys know that is a priority. Nancy, you want to add anything?
No, you guys pretty much covered it.
Cool.
Yeah. Someone was asking about minors, about academic. I saw a few questions about this, planning for minors. A minor is anywhere from maybe 5 to 7 classes, and you don't officially declare a minor when you first start at UC Davis. You actually do that when you're preparing to graduate. But what we do recommend is reaching out to the minor advisor and talking to them about planning towards completion of that minor. If you want to start taking minor classes, if you're a transfer student, then you know that's definitely something you can look into. For freshmen, I probably would recommend just really focusing on acclimating to UC Davis, enrolling in your major courses first, whether it be chemistry or bio or math or what have you. There's plenty of time for you to complete your minor.
I also want to just touch on that minor question. So minors, you can only overlap one course between your major and your minor. So, you know, say you're a computer science minor, or excuse me, say you're a computer science major and you want to major in, okay, that was a bad example because I can't think of anything super related to computer science, but your major and your minor can't be too similar. And we have this rule at UC Davis. Okay, here's a good one. Environmental horticulture, and then minoring in wildlife, fish, and conservation biology. The courses are really similar. It's doable, but it's hard to do. They want you to branch out. They want you to do something that isn't already in your wheelhouse of your major. And so that's why we have that rule. There was a question I think we missed. Are we going to stick with the advisor that we first met on the one-on-one advising appointment, or it doesn't matter who we schedule an appointment with each time? So say you're a biotechnology major and you're meeting with me for your Aggie advising appointment, you're actually, after that, you're going to meet with Nancy. So it's just for your first appointment so we can, you know, kind of balance the workload because there are so many more biotechnology majors than anybody else here. So yeah, you're actually going to meet with Nancy after that, but anything to add there?
No, it's just there's only one of me and there's only so much that
Yeah.
I can go around.
Yeah.
So I've got, you know, we're really fortunate. We have a really great team over in our department for advising. So they're helping me out. Thanks, ladies.
Of course, of course, of course.
There was a question someone was asking about prerequisite petitions. So our transfer students, you will all likely get the same message when it is time for you to register, because registration is not open right now, but when it does, when you're registering for classes, the system may not have officially matriculated over your transfer units. So if you're trying to register for something, it says you don't meet the prerequisite. Like Colby had mentioned in this earlier slides, you'll have to complete a prerequisite petition. I actually have a link, which I will throw in the chat right now about that. But it's really simple. So when you're in Schedule Builder, and we can talk a little bit more about this in our one-on-one advising appointments, it's going to ask you to complete, you'll get like a red error saying you can't register, you have not satisfied the prerequisite. Don't be alarmed. You just click the link that's in that error message. And what you want to do is you want to type out that you have satisfied the prerequisite at a prior community college, attach any documentation you can, such as an unofficial transcript, and then submit that along with the course. It will allow you to register. If for some reason you don't, or you maybe haven't satisfied that prerequisite, then I believe the instructor, you can be dropped from the course prior to it starting. But I haven't actually experienced a lot of that, to be honest, but that is something that we just want to let students know. Just be 100% certain that you have met the prerequisite to that course if you are submitting a petition. Any other notes on prereq petitions, guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I went over all the details of it.
Okay, there's some other questions. Someone did make an appointment with me, but they are saying that they wanted to meet with another advisor. Should you cancel it and make that appointment again? If you are an EHF or EMR major, I would meet with Colby. She is the expert on those two majors. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about them. But if you're a biotech student or a plant sciences student and you did make an appointment to meet with Colby other than me, you're totally fine. You're still in good hands. I know we had the alpha breakdown earlier in the slide, but we're flexible, something you guys will soon see. We're really easy to work with. So it's okay that you made an appointment with Colby.
Or vice versa too. If you're, if your last name wasn't in Nancy's bit freshman, you can make, or wait, what did I just say? you know what I'm trying to say. So if your last name isn't assigned to me or Nancy, like you can make an appointment. You can make appointments with both of us. It doesn't really matter. Either one. I think.
Someone was asking about selecting professors. So if there's other professors teaching the same subject, for example, chemistry or bio, there's a bunch of different faculty or instructors that teach that class. How do you choose? Well, we can't tell you which instructor to choose, but what we can share is a lot of students do check different, I wouldn't say ratings, but I mean, there's Rate My Professor. You can always look at that. I say take it with a grain of salt. It's just like a Yelp review, to be honest. What I would do is I would look at the time, if there's a lab, if there's a lecture, see what works best for you. I know right now classes are we're unsure if what will be offered on campus and what will be offered online. But, take into consideration buildings too. And this is just in the future as well, look at a building that, if it's on one side of the campus and, your next class is on the other side of campus, those are all things to take into consideration when building your schedule.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you talked about that because it's something that, it's not in my in my wavelength right now, but there are, UC Davis is massive, and there are certain buildings that if you have a class in, you have another class that starts 10 minutes after across campus. If you don't have a bike, you will not make it. So if you ever need help with that, feel free to ask us during your one-on-one appointment, absolutely. And then we can talk a little bit more about that for sure. Good note though, Nancy, good note.
Okay, there's actually, let's see.
I think just.
There was an EHF question, a direct EHF question. I think that could be something.
Yeah, we can answer that one-on-one. So anything, you know, if relating to you specifically, we'll go ahead and answer in the one-on-one appointment.
Someone did ask if they can register for summer classes. I don't know if I will answer this correctly, so if someone else wants to jump in, we do have someone in our dean's office here as well too. I don't think you are able to, but I could be wrong. I'm not, if someone wants to.
I think you're able to do it. If you just go to summer.ucdavis.edu, there's instructions on how to register for summer classes. So let me.
Hi, everybody. This is Lily. I'm from the Dean's office, and Danielle is also on here from the Dean's office. And yes, you can register for summer classes. The person that asked this question did not specify if it's at UC Davis or at a community college. So I'm just going to assume that they're asking about UC Davis. And I would caution you, though, to discuss this also with your major advisor, because our summer courses are only 6 weeks long. There's 2 6-week summer sessions. And so we don't want you to over enroll yourself. There's a misconception right now from many students that because classes are online that they might be a little bit less challenging, and some students have found that not to be the case. You know, over registering for classes in the summer session can actually be detrimental to your academic record. So be sure to talk with your major advisor about what classes you would like to take. And those are your first classes towards your UC GPA. So we really want you to be successful. That's all.
Thanks, Lily.
Lily.
Okay, while we have you, can you actually help us out with this next question?
Yes.
It was talking about dual enrollment, taking a class at a community college while taking classes at UC Davis. Can you talk a little bit about the college?
Sure. So somebody asked if organic chemistry is full, can we take the class elsewhere concurrently with our classes at UC Davis? As a UC Davis student during regular quarters, and regular quarters are considered fall, winter, and spring. During regular quarters, you have to have permission from the dean's office in order to be concurrently enrolled at another school. So if you were at UC Davis and you wanted to take that class, organic chemistry, at Sacramento City College, you actually need to file a petition with the dean's office to do that. It is not recommended and rarely granted for students to be concurrently enrolled in their first quarter at UC Davis. However, this is a very unique quarter, fall 2020, and also there are some series classes that it may be to the student's benefit to complete the series someplace else. So if you already started organic chemistry, then you want to talk to the dean's office about, you know, can I finish the series at where I started the series? But if you are just getting started in that class, we're probably going to tell you that you want to prioritize that at UC Davis instead and work with your major advisor on an appropriate schedule to do that. So concurrent enrollment during fall, winter, spring has to be approved by the dean's office. So seek advising from both your major and the dean's office if you ever have that desire to do something like that.
Thanks, Lily.
Sure.
Thank you, Lily. I think that we might have hit all of the questions.
Yeah. It looks like that's it.
Hope everyone's excited.
Yeah.
I know we're excited.
Do you guys have anything to add before it pops back on?
I would just really stress again, review the FAQs. I posted the link in the chat. Review the FAQs for new students. There's a lot of really, really good information on there. And yeah, that's my big takeaway, is to review the FAQs.
Yeah.
And I know that we just wanted to check the polls because this was a ton of information. So this will also help Angie, Colby, and Nancy prep for their appointments. But we have one more poll before we wrap up. That's just like, how we feeling right now? So I'm going to pull that up real quick. Hopefully one of these options will, and there is a none of the above, which is completely fine too. So we're going to pop this up. Please feel free to be honest. But this will just help the advisors know how this was helpful.
And Colby, could I ask if you could bring up that contact slide up again for everybody, just so that folks can take a screenshot of your contact information, that final slide in your presentation?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Just give me 1 second. There we go.
A few more seconds for the last bit of people to.
Yeah, and while we're waiting, I just also want to kind of let you guys know that we're here for you. We're here for, you know, we're looking out for your best interests. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to email us, and we will do the absolute, you know, best we can to offer any support that we can for you guys.
All right. So this is how you all felt. It seems like it was helpful, but there's still questions, and that is completely normal to have. Please know that that is okay. You know, definitely please make sure that you click the links. As mentioned in the chat, this webinar will be posted. So if this was a lot to handle and you're like, I don't even know where to start, if you want a reminder after a couple days of decompressing, please feel free to go back the recording. You can fast forward through it. You don't have to watch it all. So if you want to revisit some of this information, if you missed it today, that's completely fine. But with that, thank you so much. Enjoy your week, and all the advisors will see you at some point. We hope that we'll see you in the fall, whether it be virtually or in person, and we will find out soon. Bye, everyone.